time to pick up yourself and go. Grow up light is all you need to do. Reach down inside and find out you're the one to fly, yeah, the one to read. You can do all things, just choose.
Blessings, blessings, blessings to you. Blessings to you. Come on in, come on in. I am going to ask you to please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We are going to continue this week celebrating National Foster Care Month with our co-host, author Blaque Diamond. Blaque Diamond is an international speaker, social worker, parent life coach, and award-winning author. She has been working with children, parents, and family for almost 40 years. With that, I ask that you give your full attention to Blaque Diamond and her special guests, Dr. Evangelist Sonya Gray and Elder Troy Brown Davis, as they will be discussing determining the best interest of the child, a grandparent's right. Blaque Diamond and her special guests.
Thank you so much, Denise, for having us on this show. As I was speaking with the ladies earlier, this show means so much to me, not just because it's about foster care and adoption, but my guests and myself, we have so much in common. And one of the things is that we're all grandparents, and we know that we should have the right to our grandchildren, but we're going to get into that a little later. And I definitely want you, as viewers, to be able to call in or send a message, go into our chat, and ask us some questions about some of the things that you may hear here tonight. And as Denise had mentioned, that is determining the best interests of a child, a grandparent's rights. How do you prove what's in the best interest of the child? Do you demonstrate this by showing that you have enrolled your child in school, are involved in his or her education and upbringing, have participated in extracurriculum activities, and have made other parenting decisions demonstrating and nurturing your child? My guest today does that and more. We are talking about determining the best interests of a child, a grandparent's rights, and I'm talking with Dr. Evangelist Sonya Gray. She is an author, consultant, editor, certified life coach, and grandmother. We also have Elder Troy Brown Davis. She's a housing manager for a local clinic, and one of her most important roles is as a grandmother. Thank you, ladies, for joining me tonight. I truly, truly appreciate this. Elder Brown Davis, I am going to start with you. Why, after so many years, are you raising your grandchildren, your own grandchildren? Do you want to start all over again by raising your grandchildren?
Hey, yeah, look, I never thought that at my age I would be raising kids again. I thought that I would be just, living my own life, doing my own thing. But I chose and made a decision that because their parents wasn't able to, not ready to, whatever their situation is, that I would stand up and take in my babies, my grandbabies. I would not allow them, if anything that I can do for them, to be in the system. We come from a generation from where we take care of our own, we take care of our children. The big mama syndrome, the big mama thing that they always talked about, all the kids being dropped off at Big Mama's house. Well, I always admired the Big Mama, and I guess now that I'm it. So the sacrifice that I'm making, to me, is not the sacrifice that most people would think, but it's the sacrifice for the new generation that's coming up. And it's important that they know where they come from so they can know where they're going.
So that seems to be what's different now, this time around. That do you feel as though it's more of a sacrifice now than it was then when you were raising your own children?
Well, it's a two-edged sword. It's a two-edged thing for me, because one of the things I feel like God has given me an opportunity to get some stuff right that I didn't know how to do before. And one of the things is, yes, I'm in parenting classes at my age because this is a different generation and I need to be on key with them and on how to raise them. Because we did things just because that's what was taught us, but now I can put a name to it. So the sacrifice is different because I'm older. And when I was younger, I had more energy. I was able to had a different support system too. My support system was older women, and now my support system is younger women. Believe it or not, the older women are praying for me, but the younger women are helping me to raise these grandchildren. So them helping me is me helping them.
Exactly. Right. That is so true. The energy is definitely different than it was when we were raising our children. Dr. Gray, you're also raising two grandchildren who are almost teenagers. So yours is, I think, a little different. Due to the age difference between most traditional grandparents and their grandchildren, it's not uncommon for grandchildren to feel disconnected from their grandchildren and their grandparents. Are there times when a grandparent may feel disconnected?
I would say yes, because as well, I'm in therapy too, because this is, they I got them when they were young, and so them being uh 8 months and 2, I was like 31. I got them, and I'm like, ooh, I'm starting all over again. My kids are grown, and so now I'm in my life that I feel like I need some help. I need some guidance. I need somebody to steer me in the right direction because I have feelings that have came up because I was raised by my grandmother as well. So generational cycle. That so I'm trying to break that generational cycle and acknowledge my feelings and as well as their feelings because they got feelings too because we both went through the similar thing. So I'm trying to address that and look at it a different way.
What would you say is the best remedy to use to stay connected to your grandchildren?
Uh, be aware of that. Be aware of the things that trigger them to. Because when I was young, I was angry. So make sure you know the signs that's going to trigger them to become angry. Um, keep a positive attitude and your emotions. Everybody has them. We have emotions, so know that your emotions can be up one day, down the next. But just remember, you are loved because my grandma loved me, so I continuously try to love them and train them up the way that the Lord wants them to go. Because there's nothing else I can do but love them through this, and they're thriving. I'm homeschooling, and they're going to each both get to skip a grade next year because they've been, in home. But this pandemic has been hard on all of us because we've used to getting out, going places. So I'm trying to make sure that the tools and the inspiration and the love that they need because a lot of kids are not getting that and they're in a safe environment because if they weren't with me, where would they be? And
Yeah,
I
you
look
had
at it
mentioned
like
that you're
that.
homeschooling. You were doing that before the pandemic. Am I correct?
Yes, 3 years I've been homeschooling because Braylon was being bullied in school, and uh, he had attempted to take his life, and I had to go to Columbia for like 2 straight months lobbying for a bullying bill because I had lost some students as well to bullying, and I said there has to be something we have to do, and I went down there constantly every Tuesday for 2 solid months to be a voice, not just for my grandson, just for African American children, but for all children. So I went down there with a force of vengeance to make sure this bill was passed and it went to the floor.
Wow, that is terrific. That's great. Now, for either one of you, grandparents are considered third parties. That's the way they consider us, a third party when it comes to petitioning the court. Have either one of you attempted to or petitioned to court for custody of your grandchildren? And if so, what was the process like?
Nope.
Well, at this point,
I did.
go ahead.
I
Miss
did talk to
Davis?
DSS.
Okay.
Miss Davis.
No, go ahead, Miss Gray. Go ahead. You said you spoke to
Oh
DSS.
yeah, I did speak to DSS. I did speak to several lawyers, but in the state of South Carolina, I was told there are no rights for grandparents. So I have chosen to stand on the Word of God. Right now, I'm standing on Romans 12 and 19. Um, they say, which says, "Beloved, avenge not yourself, but rather give place unto the wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay you, says the Lord." So the Word of God don't think me through right now because I know I cannot go financially. It's $5,000 I don't have um, to go and try to even get an attorney. So I just remain silent. Love my grandchildren the best I can and keep it moving because God will prevail.
Elder Troy Brown Davis?
And my
Same question.
situation is different. I have the kids through CPS, but actually the children have been with me from the time they were born because both parents were living in my house. And for certain reasons, Child Protective Services was involved, and because they was already living in the house with me, they was able to stay with me. So I'm in the process of custody guardianship, but right now becoming licensed to be a limited foster care parent. And so after that, I will be going for
Okay.
custody and guardianship.
Dr. Gray, you had mentioned a few minutes ago about no rights as far as grandparents, and we're going to get into that in a few. Elder Brown Davis, raising a grandchild impacts every aspect of a grandparent's life. As a result, grandparents raising grandchildren face many challenges. What are some of the challenges, if any, that you face raising your grandchildren?
Well, one of the challenges for me is, first of all, I have to make sure that I remember that they're not my children, even though they're my grandbabies. They're not my children, and sometimes that can be challenging for me, especially if because we're still in process. But if one of the parents decide to say, "I want my child back," I've been here nurturing them, taking care of them, but they still have rights. And as you said, I, as a grandparent, really don't have rights. And as
Right.
becoming foster care parent, the goal is to reunite them. But one of the challenges too, now that I'm older, is health. So making sure that I have everything in place and have my backup person and different things for if something happens to me, to make sure that these girls are taken care of. So,
Right. And
that's something I did with my children. But when it's your grandchildren, it's still a little different because even if I'm given custody, I still the parents still have my ears up their heart's desire for their children as well.
exactly, exactly. Dr. Gray, do you believe the support grandparents receive for their grandchildren is the same support they would receive for their grandchildren if they were foster parents? So if you were a foster parent, the support that you normally would get would be something like getting medical assistance, stipends, financial aid, tuition, and supportive services like clothing allowance and beds if needed. Those are some of the supports that some grandparents get if they're the foster grandparent. Do you think that the support that grandparents receive for their grandchildren is the same support?
No, I don't get that. Only thing that I have for the boys is Medicaid. that's through me, and because I'm disabled, so they're on my they're getting Medicaid because of my income, and I don't get a monthly stipend. um,
So you wasn't
I'm
you're
doing
not
this
able to go
through.
into your Department of Social Services and apply for benefits for them,
No, I've
like
tried.
getting like TCA or anything like that. And that's where
Yes,
we're
I've
at
tried.
now. Every state is different. Grandparents' rights versus grandparent visitation rights. Generally, a grandparent can seek full care and custody of a grandchild by filing a petition for custody in the court. But because most courts prefer that children live with their parents, a grandparent's right to obtain custody is typically limited to the following situation where the child's parents are deceased or the child had been removed due to abuse or neglect. Unless I'm mistaken, no state has grandparents' rights, and some states are considering grandparents' rights unconstitutional. However, they do allow grandparents to petition the court for visitation. It's sad, but it's true. There are times when parental care is not in the best interest of the child. At such times, grandparents often feel that naturally they are the ones that should step up, especially when there's abuse of the child. But when we talk about abuse, is grandparent alienation elder abuse or is it considered child abuse? If you are a grandparent and seeking grandparent custody or want to learn more about grandparents' rights, join Grand USA Family and don't hesitate to contact the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline, 1 800 for a child for help. But if you feel that your grandchild is in immediate danger of being harmed, just call the local police department and have them go out there. You can also do a welfare check and say that you feel as though there's some undoing with your grandchild or any child. It doesn't have to be your grandchild. Contact social services. They will do a welfare check. They will go through and they will speak to the child. They will see the child and make sure that everything is in order. If not, they will take it to that next level. I want to also offer you two ladies here a program that I am doing, and it's called the Grandparent Cafe. I will send that out to a link to you both where you can join that. We have been with grandparents. Yes, Veronica, it is sad. It is very sad that we have to go through that. I am also a grandparent. I've been down that road. I petitioned the court and I lost. I lost where I did not get the custody of my grandchildren. But it's okay because they're being taken care of. They're being taken care of by their parent, and I can get to see them whenever I want to, so it works out that way. But I did go back to court and I petitioned for a different grandchild and I won. But it wasn't about winning, it was about the parent and I. We worked together, we went to court together, and we spoke to the judge and we told him what we believed together, what was in the best interest of my grandchild, of that child. And we've been working it out ever since. I would even ask you, no, I beg you, sometimes it may be better to eat humble pie and not be in control all the time as the grandparent and as the parent. It's about the child. Work together. Believe me, somebody our age don't want to start all over. We don't want to get up in the middle of the night losing our sleep when we know we got things going on. I don't know any grandparent, and I've been doing this for almost 40 years, that's doing it for the money. They're doing it for the love because we spoil them. I'm gonna tell you, we do spoil our grandchildren. We may
Yes,
tell our friends that we don't, but we do. I know we do because I got a handful of them, and people know you say something about my grandkids, I'm there. Now my kids are a little different. They're older. They're adults now, so it's different. But when I do look back, I try to do the best that I can, just like you mentioned earlier, Elder Troy Brown Davis, that it was different back then. I'm a little wise, I'm a little older, and I do have the younger ones. I have my adult children helping me with the younger children and the grandchildren. So I get to learn the things that I should know now, all the things that they considered as hip. You know, I went to the store to get my 13-year-old. Yes, I have a 13-year-old a shirt, and I said how she can wear it. She got home, her sister told her, "Oh no, you can't wear your shirt like that. Mommy didn't say you can wear it like that." I said, "Well, to their surprise, I said it was okay because I'm learning and I'm listening and I'm watching and we're talking, and that's what's so very important when it's a grandparent, whether it's a parent, whoever is caring for the child. We are still going to be fighting for grandparents' rights. because I feel as though grandparents should have the rights because the states will walk in and remove the child, maybe for abuse that we've been seeing years. We've been seeing that same abuse add up to the point that you are taking the child. But when we petition the court and tell them we want it, the parents tell a compelling story and the judge listens to the parent. We understand the child should be with the biological parent, but we're biological as well. We don't want harm to come to our grandchild. But the state will come in, remove them, and place them with somebody they don't know until they wind up doing what? Finding us, knocking on our door. But the trauma's already done. Work with us because we're willing to work with you. We are truly willing to work with you because that's what it's about. It's again about the best interest, not determining what's the best interest. We already know we're the grandparents. We've been there since day one. Some of us may be a little estranged from our grandchildren. It's not always the child's fault, but it's not always the grandparents' fault either. Start to investigate, find out what's going on so you can place those children with their grandparents while the parents get some help. Offer the grandparents the opportunity to be a grandparent instead of limiting us on visitation, which is another issue. The parents do not have to let us visit their grandchildren, but there's cases where they have won those cases to where you can have those rights to visit the grandchild. Unfortunately, is due to the death of your own child, where you can go into the court and petition it, and the court will determine if you had a relationship with that grandchild all along to see if there would be some harm to that grandchild. So there's a lot of homework that we still have to do, but I'm willing to do the homework just to ensure that the children have their best interest at heart being met. Again, no grandparent that I know want to start all over. I know I didn't, but I'm doing it. I get tired, but at the end of the day, when he's in bed sleeping, I'm looking down at him, and yeah, I see his mother's face, but I'm looking down at him and I'm saying, I wouldn't want him any other place but in this bed right here in my house. So determining the best interest of the grandparent of the child has to be a grandparent's right. I'm asking the judicial system to rethink it, to relook at it, to give them a chance to know their grandparent because there's a lot of story we want to give them. It's a lot of history we want to give them. Nobody can't do that but us. They can go living in somebody's house and they can have the roof over their head, clothes on their back, but they're going to be missing a lot. And that's that history that we can give them. I do appreciate all the foster parents, the foster grandparents, because there's some children that don't have that. So I'm not knocking the agency or organization or any foster parents or anybody else. I'm just saying is that come to us first. You remove the child, come to us first. Do that homework and find out where we're at. Don't let them spend more than a day in somebody else's home. They're already traumatized by what's been going on at home. Look for us first because we're here. Sometimes we may not know what's going on, but look for us because we want our grandchildren with us. We do. I hope you will join us next week when we are discussing from birth to foster care through adoption. My forever mommy and my guests will be some special guests. They are survivors of foster care. They will be here joining us to discuss their journey through foster care. We will be here at the same time, at the same place on the Denise Newsom Show at 8:30 p.m. Thank you, ladies, for being a part of this. I truly, truly, truly thank you for being for being a grandparent and for loving on your grandchildren unconditionally. Thank you so much. Thank you, Denise, for allowing me to continue here on the Denise Newsom Show during National Foster Care Month. It means a lot to me to be able to speak on grandparents' rights. That's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And tonight was the night that I was able to share that information, to have guests come on and to speak about their grandchildren and to speak about the journeys that they're going through. So I'm hoping that, again, the judicial system get a peep at this and understand that it's a lot of us out here that want to take care of our grandchildren. We may need your support. Hey, I'm going to tell you this. Think about the money you're giving a foster biological parent to get her in a program to help her out. And you didn't have to give her as much. You can give that extra
Mm.
support to the grandparents. Contact me and we're going to talk about it because we're living it. We go through this every day. We deal with the ups and the downs. We deal with social services. We deal with doctors. We deal with schools. It's not just about textbooks, it's about reality. And that's what we're about, these grandparents. So, again, I thank you all for watching, for viewing, for being here week after week. Again, we will be here next week and we will be discussing something different, and that's the journey of survivors of foster care. I thank you, ladies. Is there anything else that you would like to add to this? Dr.
No,
Gray?
I just thank you for having me on the show, and it was a blessing just to even speak about my journey with my grandkids because they are my heartbeats, and so they would be nothing without me.
And I
Well, they're
also
going to be
want to
something because
thank
I'm
you.
going to be watching.
And I also want to thank you too as
Okay.
well for allowing me to be a part of this platform. Because, like you said, going through the foster care system is not an easy journey. It's a lot that you go through, but you go through it because you want to keep that child connected to their family, and also with the hope that their parents will, even if they can't take care of them within their home, that hopefully that they can still have some kind of connection with them, because that is important as well. But at least we know that they're safe when they're with us.
So true. So
Amen.
true. They're safe. They are
Amen.
safe. And it's a blessing. And you both will be so blessed. But I'm definitely going to send you that information on the Grandparent Cafe. We will be doing it virtual because we're still behind this pandemic and I want everybody to be safe. It's a lot of activities. If you go on my website, some of the information about that, you can go on my website to see that we've had our first graduation before this pandemic had hit. And I missed those grandparents. We had a ball. I think you were there, President, one of them, Elder Troy Brown Davis. You were there, and you was our special guest, and you came in and you gave it to them, and they were asking for more, and that's what we're about, giving more. So I truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate you, Dr. Sonya Gray, for again taking care of your grandbabies. I know that's not something I even have to say. You would do it anyway, and I believe that we all would. We all would take care of our grandbabies given the chance. So I'm just asking them, don't take that chance from us. If we need support, give us that support. And that's what we're asking for is the support. It's not about the richness because we get that from our grandchildren growing and thriving. And if you can
Yes.
give their parents some support, let them know that they're just not being thrown away, that you're taking their children because that got to be a hard thing. It really do. You know, I feel for them. I feel for any parents that's going through things where they can't raise their grandchildren, their children, I mean, at this time. And it's okay. It's okay. Reach out to one of us. You sometimes I know growing up, sometimes you can't talk to your own parent. You can talk to your friend's parent. Well, you can do the
Mhm.
same thing at Grandparent Cafe. You can talk to some other grandparent that's there. We have those who are younger, traditional grandparents, which is probably around my age. I'm not going to tell my age, but those are traditional grandparents. I'm only 25. And then you have some grandparents that are probably in their 30s. And they come to the grandparent cafes and they're learning from each other. And it's a wonderful thing to watch them sharing stories and hearing things and listening to different things because we're learning from a different perspective and they're learning from a different perspective. And it's a wonderful thing to do, to hear and to share. And that's what it's about, to be that village that our grandchildren so desperately need because it does take a village. Sometimes our village is a little crooked, but that's okay because somebody else is there to help straighten that head out, help straighten you out. I truly
Yes.
appreciate you for coming on to this show. Now, if you have been watching the Denise Newsom show for this entire month and you've been liking and sharing it, I got something for you. At the end of the month, I'm going to have a panel and I'm going to pick out a name to to be able to support one of you and give you, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You just got to share, like, and follow the Denise Newsom Show. And I'm going to pull your name out of my little box and I'm going to award you with a special surprise. So share, look at the replay. I'll see your names in there and I'll start writing them down, putting them in there, shake it up. At the end of the month, I'm going to send it out. And that's what I'm going to do for you for watching us and supporting grandparents' rights, national foster care, and adoption. We are also doing a fundraiser through Together We Rise, and that will be posted on here as well. And we're raising money so we can get, and here it go. We're raising money so we can get suitcases. These are duffel bags, so we can donate those bags to children who are foster care, so they won't have to carry trash bags anymore. And this is what we're going to do. We're doing it from now and we're going to do it until September. We're going to decorate these duffel bags. We're going to put the essential items in there. And I am going to door bust somebody on Black Friday. Black Friday is BLAQUE. So you get it? BLAQUE. That's for Black Friday. We're going to bust in a door. We're going to provide all of these duffel bags to an organization or agency or some big group home so these children won't have to carry those trash bags around anymore. Now, I did the trash bag challenge for a month, and believe me, it was not easy. I started out with one of those little office trash bags, and by the time I finished at the end of the month, I had a big old construction bag with all of my belongings in that bag. And yes, I was questioned while I was out in the community, and it wasn't nice. It wasn't easy. And it made me feel uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, I knew I was going home. I knew that I could drive my car. I knew that I could shower. I knew that I could look through my bag. I knew that I could put other things in and I could put things away. But for these kids, they can't do that. They don't know when they come home from school that the work is waiting for them to transfer them to another location. So they got to take everything that they have, their personal belongings. So we're raising funds, and if you go to Together We Rise and make the donation, I never touch the money. I don't see the money. It goes there. Once they get a certain amount of money, we're only asking a certain amount. If you go on their website, you'll see it. They'll send us the bags with all the essentials. We get together as a group. We decorate the bags. We bag them up. We post them up. If you go through my page, you'll see we did it a week ago. We're taking them out there. So we will be out there in November on a Black Friday. Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving, and most people do all their shopping. So I don't want to do any shopping. I want to take bags there that day to an agency or organization. Black Friday is in November, but at the same time, it's National Adoption Month. And that's why I chose to do it in November. Okay, we all heard about Black Friday, doorbuster, going shopping and everything. So I just changed it up a little bit. I want to have some fun and I want to give back. So this is my way of giving back and saying thank you to all of the foster care agencies, organizations, and parents. We want to bring these bags out to you, and we're going to be doing it every year, doorbusters, and we're hoping that we can do bicycles one year to get them to them for Christmas. But here we are starting at this point in time, and I just want to ask everybody to please donate to Together We Rise. You'll see the information in the link so we can get these essential bags. I'm also going to be adding things and donations are going in. They're coming into a PO box, and I'll have that posted as well. That will be up there as well. So you'll see it in the replay, and I'll be mentioning it next week. So you can send those essential items. We're taking everything brand new items and we're putting them in those bags and we're giving them to our children that's in care because they are our children. They're all of our children. So ladies, thank you so much. I appreciate it again. I just feel like I wish I can give you a big hug, but I'm gonna do some fist bumps with you guys. I want to take this over for us to all get
And
together and to be able to celebrate.
can you can you email me the list
I'm
for my
sorry.
organization? Can you email
Yes,
me the
yes,
list?
I will.
My organization can help as well.
Yes,
I'll get
I most certainly will. I'll put it on my Facebook page again. My Facebook page is author Black Diamond, BLAQUE Diamond. The information will be on there for Together We Rise. Again, it goes directly there. I don't see the money. I don't touch the money at all. Since it's a donation, I believe you may be able to use it as a tax write-off, but speak to your tax preparer because I don't want to get anybody in trouble with the IRS. So it'll be listed there. It'll be also listed on Twitter and I think I said LinkedIn. So it'll it'll be on there as well. And again, we'll be accepting those donations. The PO box will be posted there. I'll be picking up those items and storing them here. at this point in time in my office. And when we're starting to donate and put everything in there, my children helped me out a great deal. And I had some friends that worked along with me, and we did it a few years ago. And we're going to be doing it again, getting those bags together, putting it in there, loading it up in my car, and I will be driving it to a site, door busting them. That particular place don't know we're coming, but I do have a contact there. They'll know we're coming. It's not about television or anything like that. It's just for them, and I'm just excited, and I cannot wait to do this doorbuster. I definitely look forward to doing it. Of course, it's probably going to be cold that day, but who cares? We're dropping it off, and we get to see some children smiling. We get to know that they are carrying their personal items inside of a duffel bag, which they call a sweet case for our sweeties. So again, thank you. Thank you so much, Denise Newsom, for this platform. I truly appreciate you. And thank you, Shay, for working the back and helping us out.
Diamond in the rough you are. You just need a little